Hi, this is Andrew O'Reilly, this is Kyle Schrader, and this is Whiteboard Wednesday.
Whiteboard Wednesday.
Here we go. So today we really wanted to talk about commercial real estate and one of the most important things on what kind of causes some deals to fall apart, but they're still really important. Kind of like home inspections are so important for home buyer. The environmental inspection is the #1 priority for a commercial buyer, and we're going to kind of dive into what they're for and why. So who's kind of requires the phase 1 inspection?
So phase 1 site assessment is generally required, actually not generally, almost always required by a lender who is financing a commercial deal. So if I'm a buyer and I'm buying a commercial property and I'm financing that property, the lender will request that we bring in a environmental site assessment agency to perform these assessments.
So really what they want to protect their investment because they're lending out the money, the majority of that purchase, so they want to make sure that there's no contaminants. Words are hard.
That's all right.
On site, so their investment is protected. Even if you're a cash buyer, we highly recommend you do this anyway because you want to protect your investment.
Right. So it starts with a phase 1, and environmental site assessor will come in. Phase 1, they're not doing any testing of the soil or the water or anything like that. They're basically just going to go and find every scrap of paperwork they can on this property. So they're going to look, do a historical review, where they're just going to go through and look at the title chain and see what kind of uses that the property has seen over the years. Maybe it's a grocery store now, but years ago it was a auto shop or something like that.
Gas station, laundromat. They want to make sure any past use didn't have those hazardous waste on site.
Right. So they're going to interview town officials. They're going to interview maybe the fire marshal to look for underground tanks. Site recon, they're going to look at aerial photos going back as far as they can because, again, just because it's used for something now doesn't mean it's always been what it now is. So that, depending on what they find, if they don't find anything suspect in phase 1, that's where it stops. However, if they do, then we go to phase 2.
Yeah, so there will be things that spark their, as red flags that they may request a phase 2. So anytime that there may have been a gas station on site, dry cleaners, in the past any hazardous waste may have been there, they're going to request a phase 2. So basically what a phase 2 is now they're going to actually dig some test holes at various depths to test the soil. They're actually going to do them at different depths to see. They're going to do a water sample test. They might even go test the neighbors' wells and stuff like that. And they're going to send those out to see if anything comes back. They may even do some air quality tests if there's buildings inside for that as well.
Yeah. So depending on what they find here, again, if they do a phase 2 and nothing comes back, well, then that's it. You're done. However, phase 2 is mostly exploratory. So they're going to dig some holes, but anything that comes out of that, if they dig a hole, they test groundwater, and they find something they don't like, then we're going to move to phase 3. And phase 3 is, all right, we know there's contaminants. How much are there? How far have they spread? And how do we mitigate or remediate the damage that's been done? So they're going to do a lot more test cores in the soil samples. They're going to test the groundwater extensively to find out the breadth of the problem.
Yeah, they might even do some on-site water monitoring systems that are going to be there for quite a while to see the extension of the damage.
Phase 3 can go on for a long time.
Yeah, it could be 1 month or it could be years. So basically what they're going to really do is they're going to find out how extensive the damage is and how far out it goes, because it could be going into your neighbor's properties and you may contaminate their well, and now all of a sudden you're paying, or the seller, whoever is found liable, is paying for a water mitigation system in somebody else's well as well.
So as you can see, this is this could be a very big deal. It could also be nothing at all. I mean, but there is a ton of information that we have on this subject. It's far more than we could ever cover in this video today.
Yeah.
So we always ask for questions, but on this subject in particular, please, there's so many answers that we have that we don't have time to cover. This is a very broadsheet kind of explanation of what it is, but there's a lot you need to know, and there's a lot we can tell you. So that's where the comments, questions, you can hit us up on any Instagram, Facebook, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And
then follow us, obviously. And if you guys are interested, let us know. We'll actually have a professional come in and we can interview them as well to find out exactly what they're looking for, things that are red flags to them that you can almost protect yourself before you even pay for an inspection. Because if you see some of these things are the history of a property yourself.
We actually went on a deep dive this morning on this subject, and man, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
So please reach out, and if you want to see that interview, by all means, just let us know.
And it can get expensive too. So if we can save you some money, and in the long run, that's our goal.
And to be clear, by expensive, we don't mean a couple grand.
No,
we mean like. Well, they were talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars today. So
yeah, and if phase 2, phase 3, I mean, realistically, could be a deal killer.
Right.
I mean, unless you're talking a billion-dollar project.
Right.
It could be a lot.
Yeah. Anyone who's interested in ever kind of getting into commercial property owning, please get a hold of us. We'll give you all the info you need to know.
Again, this is Kyle, Andrew, Seaport Real Estate.
Thanks.
Thank you.